Back to the Revamp podcast. We're on Zoom today. This is episode 17. We got a special guest. Two special guests. Turn on your camera, guys. Okay. This is introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
My name is Abby, and this is my husband.
Hey, I'm Logan.
Man, Logan's so cute. Where y'all from?
Whoa!
We live in California, in Downey, which is near LA.
Cool. You guys have lived there your whole lives? In California?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you tell them first.
I was born here, stayed here for 3 months, and then I moved to Tennessee for about 9 years of my life. So very more on the conservative side. And then we moved back here when I was 9. And like my birthday wish was to move back to California. And you know what? I'm kind of regretting it now. So
That's funny.
I was born in Illinois, and then when I was like a baby, my parents moved out here, and both my brothers were born here. But I've been here pretty much all my life. So I'm like as Cali boy as it gets. You know, I love the beach and everything.
Boy, stuff like that, like cliche, like basic white boy.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Well, I wanted to bring y'all on here because I've known Abby for 4 years.
June 19th was the day we met. It just passed.
Wow. That's 4 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Met online during my Christian meme account. You know, you're the second person that I met online, but like I met my other friend in real life.
That's the one in
Florida.
Florida.
The one that lives in Florida.
Yeah. So now we just have to meet you guys. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
meeting online people is the coolest thing ever. But no, I want to bring you guys on because I want to hear your story. You know, you guys are young, married, living life. Want to hear everything about it. Want the advice. Like, that's crazy.
Okay.
So, you guys got married at what age?
18 and
19.
18 and 19.
Yeah.
And you guys knew each other for how long before then?
But I think 2 years.
Yeah, we had been friends for 2 years.
We were at first it was just more acquaintances, and then it became we were interested in one another, and then it kind of like died off on its own, like with it still being mutual. And then we ended up seeing each other again at church.
Mm-hmm.
We met at church, and we ended up like talking again, and we became best friends. But I was dating someone at the time.
I was the guy best friend.
He was my guy best friend. He played the long game. He waited. Man was waiting for his chance, and he took it. Like,
yeah.
So.
Well, one day,
you were the
Go ahead.
No.
No.
I
So
actually.
she liked me when she was with her boyfriend, and one day she tells me. She's like, oh, you know, me and whatever his name is, we're taking a break. And I was like,
and like literally the day after.
He was ready.
Yeah.
He was ready.
Man.
Sorry?
You said like the day after you broke up with him, you guys got together?
The day, well, he opened up to me, and I knew how he felt beforehand, but he said he'd rather be friends than lose the friendship or lose the relationship at all. So I was like, okay. And obviously now my standards are a lot more different because I'm married, so things have changed. So now if someone were to tell me if someone who was my friend were to tell me, oh, like I really like you, I'd just drop them because I'm married. So it's a little different.
But see, we knew that we liked each other even when she was with her boyfriend. It was a little bit of a different situation because her and her boyfriend were like long distance. Don't
do that crap. You want some advice? Let me tell you some advice. Don't do it.
He was never around. So I was literally like hanging out with her all the time.
Yeah.
And we knew that we liked each other, but she's like, oh no, I have a boyfriend.
I'm sorry, I was trying to stay loyal. Hold on, like wait a second.
Wait, so how was it being the friend? Like the quote unquote friend at home? Since you were in Cali, you guys were together, but you had to stay friends because she was with a boyfriend. How was that?
We
Like,
did that for like a year.
We did that. No, it was a little less than a year. I think it was for about 4 months because me and the guy didn't end up lasting all that long. Anyways, he had some issues, which if you guys want to hear, I can talk about it, but that's its own deal. But no, we were that was going on for like 4 months, and we would go to church. We saw each other at least 3 times a week, like without planning anything, because we had Wednesday night, like the high school youth group, and then Friday nights were young adults, and then Sunday we would see each other on church. So it just happened to be like we knew each other, we got along, so we would just sit next to each other, we would talk, and it was nothing like it was actually
It was
platonic,
genuinely
a good friendship. There was nothing that only
Okay.
came like later, and it just was small flirting, just like lingering eye
I wasn't
contact and stuff like that.
I
So
wasn't some kind of player. Like I knew that she was with her boyfriend. It's like I didn't like I would kind of flirt, but I never did anything like too forward until I knew that
the
she
feelings
wasn't
were
with
mutual,
well,
and
and
I
that
was
she wasn't
done
with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
okay,
was good.
yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it was like natural. It just came about, and then you ended.
Yeah.
She ended with her boyfriend, and then you guys got together. And that's
Well,
it.
it sounds so natural now, but at the time it was this whole
It was a
thing.
roller coaster.
It was really bad, and I remember like I stayed up, and I have this list that my mom had me write since I was like 12, I think, of like qualities I wanted in a man, and that I would pray over every single year for my birthday. And it's so funny because he checks off every single thing.
Except I'm not Romanian.
He's not Romanian. One of my things was that because I'm Romanian, to be the same culture as I am. But to be honest, it became like over the years, I think when I turned 14, like it wasn't a must have,
Yeah.
like it wasn't a need or anything like that. And so he just met all those amazing qualities. And it's really funny because something really funny is that tall was like on every single one of my lists. And it didn't need to be crazy tall, but I always wanted someone like 6 foot or a little higher, and it was something I wasn't willing to give on. He is 6'8", so tallest man that I'll probably ever be with
Man,
in
I'll
my
tell
life.
you, Abby.
Like, I'm 5'5",
Oh, so he's
so
just
there's
like
like a
statue
good
building you.
difference. Yeah, there's
hold
a
on.
good.
So 1 foot and 3 inches taller.
Yeah.
It's a good amount.
She got the one off her list for sure.
Wow.
I know that girls ask for that too, the height thing.
Why is height so
Well,
important? Honestly.
It wasn't. I was always something like my type had always been really tall and like toned thin type deal, and it just ended up being like it was something that I've liked a lot of different ethnicities, different heights. It didn't really matter at the time, but
Well, the funny thing is, I actually don't like tall girls. Like I saw a girl once that was like 6'6", and that was like the scariest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. There's like nothing. I'm used to, most of everyone that I meet, unless they're like guys on my basketball team, like I'm always used to kind of like, tilting my head a little bit down. Especially with girls, like I'm used to talking to them like, they're like down there height wise. And having
He's
one that was
intimidated.
like able to make eye contact with me at like that same level,
him.
dude, I couldn't do it. So I was into short girls, but and she's a short girl.
Yeah, it worked.
I'm not sure. I'm average. 5'4" is average in the USA for women's height. So I'm
Yeah.
5'5". I'm actually considered tall, so I don't want to hear
I mean,
short.
we're
That's
considered
crazy.
average too, but we're considered short as well to the world.
Yeah.
So
5'10" does not.
Well,
count.
Don't feel
it
too
does.
bad. Anyone compared to him is short, so
I'm
it's
just a freak. It's not you
I
guys.
wanna
It's
be
me.
You
that
should
tall.
hear the
Would you
little
wanna be that
kids.
tall? Would you want to be over
want-
6'5"?
I want to be that tall.
I want to be that tall. Why not?
No, you don't, dude.
No,
It's so
little
hard.
kids walk by and they're like, "Whoa!" Like, damn, like it's so funny, man.
Skyscraper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
But dude, buying pants, buying
Oh my
size
gosh.
15 shoes, it's like
Size 15
yeah.
shoes.
They're so expensive and they're so hard to find. So it's not worth it.
Oh,
Yeah, you think you want it, but everything's like a hella like so much more expensive. You can't really try anything like when you go out, like pants. He can't try pants when we go out to the mall or anything. He always has to buy them online and take the risk of it not fitting correctly. So
So no mall shopping. It's gotta be all online shopping.
Nope.
yeah, no. But
What is that? Is that just one of the biggest ones, like clothes and shoes, or is there other things like hopping in the car and stuff, or like
I mean,
what's
I
like the
can't
little
fit.
stuff?
His
Like I
knees
want.
touch the car, like you know where the steering wheel is.
Yeah.
Like he has to man spread so that his legs touch the edge because he's
Car,
too
man.
tall.
I was talking to Abby and I was like, man, like I really want like a Dodge Challenger. And but the thing is, I can't really fit in those cars.
Oh, you can't fit into
And
like a supercar, like a fast car. Like they're all
no, because
top
I have to
off.
like I mean, even if I could fit, no one else would be able to sit behind me because I have
So
to scoot the seat like so far back.
You're probably not even able to
Um,
drive clutch, right? Since you have the man spread, right?
it's a
I,
manual.
I well, I don't know how to drive clutch anyways, so
But like, yeah, you probably couldn't.
That would be
I
tough.
don't know how to drive clutch either, but
but that and like the joint pain and the
Oh,
back pain it's bad, especially since I spend like my whole life now like bending down to kiss her. It's like
Yeah, he said he's gonna have like a broken back for probably the rest of his life.
it's okay. It's probably worth it for him.
you gotta start
Mm.
squatting, bro. You can't keep bending. That's the problem.
got squat.
You gotta sometimes
No,
just
he
squat.
already has the biggest, juiciest
Oh
butt
my
I've
God,
ever
stop.
seen in my entire
Nobody
life.
needs to
Man
know
is
that.
caked up for
Okay,
days.
this is
So
a Christian
no more,
podcast.
no more squat. Hey, I
Logan,
didn't say
stand
he's
up
got
right now.
yeah,
No,
shut up.
no.
No,
Oh, that's weird.
So Logan, you play
but
basketball?
he's got massive cake, so no squats for him. Like I'm already trying to catch up. I'm not
Bro,
trying to have him.
Bro, I look like a tennis player.
No, he does. It's so bad.
So Logan, your main sport is basketball, right?
Yeah, basketball, and then I would play volleyball in the off season.
Okay. So did you ever like in high school you played, and then in high school you played
Mm.
volleyball too?
Yeah,
How was
I
that?
tried. It was good. I mean, I I was always like down low the post, you know, I was like Shaquille O'Neal of the team, you know.
You
Uh,
were.
I was always down low, everything like that. I mean, my shooting wasn't the best, but yeah, you know, high school basketball was fun. I tried to after I graduated do some like travel teams to see
Yeah.
if I could like maybe go into college. But it didn't end up working out, and I'm really glad it didn't because those guys like basketball is their life, and for me it was always just like a fun thing that
Hobby
I do
thing
to
to
like
do.
relax, yeah, get some exercise. It wasn't like a full-time job, and I wouldn't have enjoyed it if it was.
Okay. Yeah, for me as well. I mean, I go shoot around and I feel good and I'll go play with my buddies or whatever, but there comes a point
Mm.
where it's like it feels like a job or sense. And
Yeah.
I was playing baseball and that's what it felt like. Like I would go play, and I was all throughout high
Mm.
school and it just felt like a job and I hated it and I lost the
Yeah.
love of the sport and the coach killed it.
Mm.
Yeah, so I get where you're coming from with basketball. I mean, basketball is my sport. I love basketball. That's the sport to play. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
cool.
In my opinion, a coach can either make you like love something so much or literally make you never want to play it ever again.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
I actually coached a team for a season
His
after I
his
graduated.
his family runs their own basketball league for like from like elementary up until high school.
Oh,
So it's really cool. Like they run the whole entire thing, and he was one of their coaches for like what 12 to 14-year-olds,
Yeah, it was like a freshman group.
and that's while we were dating too. So that was really interesting. So
yeah, we have a homeschool league, and I coached last year, and it's
Mhm.
homeschool leagues from elementary to high school, and I even played in it. And I coached last year, and all I wanted to do was play. I was like, just give me the ball,
Yeah.
I'm good coach. Like I was the assistant
Yeah.
coach, but it was fun to see the guys, and I would do the high school, and I would do the JV, the middle school kids. So yeah, I mean, I didn't know that you guys had a program. That's pretty cool. I mean,
it's
Yeah.
the same thing. It's homeschool too. So that's really cool.
Mm.
yeah, it's a homeschool league, and it's part of a. I don't know if you guys know about co-ops, like the little get-togethers that they do for classes, and that's for
Yeah.
homeschoolers. Yeah, that's what
Mm.
it was for, and then they brought it to a league, and so that's still running. But I don't know if I'm trying to coach again. I'm gonna see if I do it.
I'm in that same position because we're about to move back to we're about to move closer to where my parents and their league is like set up.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to decide whether or not it's worth it for me, because it's a big time commitment and it takes out of our personal time together.
Yeah. I mean, Jay, you have a whole life. For me, it was just basketball. I mean, it was just like work. I would have to go from work to basketball, stay late, and then wake up again, work, and man, it killed.
Oh yeah.
Practices and games. That's all it was. So I
A
don't
little
know.
different now. A little different being married.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got work and then home life and outside life.
I mean,
To
I
be
know.
honest, my opinion, I think being married is like the best thing you possibly do. It's like probably like my favorite thing so far that I've done in life. Like this is like I don't think I've ever been this happy. So
That's sweet. That's so cool. Yeah, I want to get to a place like that sooner or later. I know he's getting to a place like that sooner or later too.
So, you guys got married, right? How much did you spend on that wedding? I'm just curious. Like, how long
So-
did you guys have to save for that?
So it's actually interesting. Let me tell you the whole story of the whole marriage thing in general because we're very young, so it's interesting. Me and Logan wanted to spend way more time together, like every single day. And I think my parents found it normal because my parents got married at 16 and 20. So getting married young kind of runs on my side of the family. So my parents were encouraging me and Logan to get married. They're like, well, you guys want to spend all your time together, like you guys want to do all these things, like just get married.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they had kept saying it and we had started considering it. And I remember the specific time we went to like Yogurt Land and we got like frozen yogurt. And I remember sitting in the car and I looked at him and I'm like, I want to get married. Like, and we like agreed and we were talking about it. And he was like, okay, like, but how are we going to do this? Like, our family's not going to approve. Like, we both thought both of our families were going to be like, oh, like, you guys are crazy. No way. And his family was, but mine wasn't, which was nice. But yeah, that story is something else. That's crazy. But we talked about just eloping that next summer and just being able to start kind of our lives together on our own, kind of quietly, hush hush, without our families knowing, so that we could make that commitment to each other. We could make that commitment to God. We could start sharing money. We could start sharing like our lives together. Like we wanted to be one, the way the Bible describes. And we felt like we were both evenly yoked to fit for that. And I ended up thinking about it. And we had both told each other that it would just be between us and we would have to find someone to like be there when we signed the papers. But I'm really close to my mom. I ended up sitting her down and I was like, I'm going to marry this guy. I want you to know because there's no reason why I shouldn't tell you. I'm going to be 18 this like upcoming year. There's really nothing you can do about it. But I didn't say it like that. I was like, I'm getting married to Logan this summer. Like, I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And because she's a little more traditional the way she is, she encouraged us to get married. My dad was really like encouraging it because my dad loves Logan. You know the intimidating dad thing? No, that's not what my dad calls him a rare unicorn. Calls this man literally the best of the best because man had never like, he was a virgin when I met him. Yeah. He was a virgin. He's Christian. He grew up homeschooled.
Good stuff.
He grew up homeschooled. So in my dad's eyes, he was like as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And like my dad loves him. Look how
man calls me handsome every time we see him. So
him that he's so handsome, like literally, like compliments him all the time because of how athletic he is.
It makes me wonder if he wanted to marry me instead of.
Oh my gosh, no. But my dad like really, really likes him. My mom was the one that was more difficult and more intimidating and hard to win over. But she was like, okay, and she's like, well, don't do it this way. We'll have a little reception in our backyard and we'll set up this little thing and you guys can get married in front of at least family and like let's do it the right way. And so my side of the family was fully on board and I wasn't expecting any type of wedding or anything like that. And I told her straight up that I didn't really want it because we planned on having an actual one just later. So we just wanted to elope and then have one when we could afford it. And my mom is probably one of the most generous giving people I've ever met in my life. And she pretty much paid for the whole entire thing. And it didn't end up being a little backyard wedding because when his family found out, At first they weren't on board, but they still wanted to be a part of it because they realized it was going to happen no matter what.
Yeah.
And then his whole side of the family wanted to come, so we changed the date, we changed a couple of things, and we had an actual beautiful wedding. And obviously, if you guys follow me on my Instagram, you guys can see all the pictures because all I have are pictures of me and him. I don't think there's even one photo with just me in it, and if there is, the rest of them are of us. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it didn't cost us a thing. I know what my mom said was probably around 10 to 15 grand. I think it was 10 around. My wedding dress was actually really great because it used to be my aunt's and she held on to it and it fit me perfectly. You know that like really sappy, like she put on the dress and she started crying and she knew it was it. I thought that was such BS. And I tried on so many wedding dresses. I'm like, nah, none of this is it. I put on her dress. I cried. And I don't even know why I cried. I just knew that that was the dress. And it literally was that stupid sappy moment. And I told my mom, I was like, why am I crying? Like, this is so retarded. Like, I look so stupid right now crying. But it was really nice. I had pearls on it and stuff. It was really cute. I really liked it.
That's really good. Are you guys like planning to renew your vows, or are you gonna keep it the way it was, like that first wedding, and just?
I think like
I think
every
10 years. I think every 10 years we plan on
So you
redoing
would?
our vows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great story. I mean, I don't know how Logan and your family went about it, but it seems like they were supporting in the end. I know it's tough with families and having people
In the
back
end,
to certain things.
Where it is now is really good,
Yeah.
but it was not up until I think about a month ago. It was really tough, and we've been married for almost a year now.
Yeah.
So it's just that first year was a little on the rough side.
my family, they didn't really understand the whole like getting married young thing. It was more commonplace for Abby and her family because they're all Romanian and they get married really young. Her parents got married young.
My grandparents got married young. My great grandparents got married young. It's all bad.
Yeah, my parents had assumed that I would stay with them for at least like the near future.
Yeah.
Especially since I still had like some I had a loan that I had to pay off for my trade school. But I mean I'm still paying that off now. It caught them off guard and they reacted a little negatively at first just because it took them by surprise. I don't really
a little negatively.
They were very surprised. It was just I had waited too long to tell them.
Yeah.
So it was my fault. Because I told them like at the very last minute.
No, you did not.
No, because I was like, I want to marry this girl in like a month.
It was longer than a month. It was like a month and a half. But that's not making it any better.
So they kind of like freaked out. And it was really rough. Because I ended up moving out for the first like couple weeks before her and I got married.
Yeah.
And his mom was
my mom was like calling me and she was just always like,
how could you do this to me?
Yeah.
You're ruining us. What are you doing? Like stuff like that. It was super dramatic and over the top, and it's really nice in the place that it is now because me and her are able to go out to lunch together now. And we like finally we had like a whole, it was actually for his dad's birthday, and it was like almost I think a month and a half ago, I think. And we ended up going over just talking and stuff, and it was this built up resentment for I think all of us. And it ended up exploding, and it wasn't me, it was her. It was she like literally on him, and all of a sudden I got dragged into it, and then of course his dad like came over, and all of us at one point got very heated, and it was this whole entire thing. And some things, some past hurts were brought up, and we were able to like clear the air, and now it's like a million times better. It's like it's really nice. But my family adopted Logan. They took him. They were like, oh my gosh, like final. They literally told me that I was like, oh, I'm getting married. They're like, finally. Like they were so excited. Like
once everything calmed down and my mom kind of realized that it wasn't like the end of the world, things got a lot better.
Yeah.
I think some of those big like arguments or whatever will bring you guys closer together just because everything's open now, everybody knows what's happening, and then it gets you guys closer or it gets you guys further apart. So that's good that you guys got closer with them. And I mean, looks like it's doing better now. I know there's struggles in
Oh,
every relationship. So no,
Oh
it's good
yeah.
that you guys fought through it and figured it out. You guys look happy. And I'm so happy that you guys are together. I mean, I just met Abby through him like what, a couple months ago. It hasn't even been a year. It's just been a couple months.
Did you just say a couple of months?
Yeah, it hasn't even been a year. November. No. Yeah,
So
November.
Is when you
it's
got
a
met.
little
Yeah, so it's like 8 months.
okay. I
Yeah.
was about to say
He's
like
like, the time is
let's
wrong,
say
buddy.
you said a couple of months. I was like, it's been a lot longer than that, but
It hasn't felt like a year. I mean, it probably has, but I don't know. It's been a while. But yeah, it's good. What happened, dude? The kid, the thing went off. Do we have enough time for this?
The Zoom
He's
might have to restart because it says that it's running out of time. We won't worry about that.
oh, okay.
Okay.
That's future us problem. Okay.
That's a future me problem. Yep, exactly.
Uh,
So what are some things that you guys do to kind of like keep your marriage going and exciting? And I mean, you guys just got married, obviously, but like, what are some things that you guys do to really like enhance it? You know, make sure it doesn't get
Uh,
boring.
well, this is a little controversial,
what are you about
but
to say right now? Hold on, I'm scared.
He's like whispering into my ear.
Yeah, I know. Like, tell me. You want to tell me first before you say it on like. Wait, what? Yeah, that's true.
frequent relations.
What'd you just say?
Sex. It keeps everything as good as it gets, man. To be completely honest,
No, duh.
Other than that,
well, no,
Yeah.
no,
Because
like,
there's literally like couples that like
I don't know. It's different for everyone, but to be honest, I feel like it's something that it's not just lust anymore. It's because you love someone so much that it's like you want to share that intimacy because it's as close as you could get to someone. Which is why I definitely don't suggest it before marriage because you get tied to that person. Like that person is forever bonded to you. And for us, we both waited till marriage, and I'm really grateful that we did that. He definitely kept me strong a lot of the time. But in a general sense, they say the first year of marriage is the hardest. But I think that if it's something like anything that you need to keep going, like if you go days without it, it becomes a real big struggle. And both people are irritated, both people get like stressed out, and it just that's a great way to relieve stress, and it's something that God gave you as a blessing.
Yeah.
So
and there's so much comfort and security from knowing that, you know, we've only ever been with each other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you know, other
that's
things.
so- Just
Yeah,
being
I mean,
young that you guys been together and it's just you two figuring it out and being like, all right, it's me and you, and that's all it is. And you're
just
gonna
It,
do
being intimate, like even in a way that's not, you know, like that. Just like, you know, everything we do is together. When we're sitting down and watching TV, like we're like always touching and cuddling and being
it's
intimate with
our,
one
our
another.
physical love language for sure is just touch because I'm always either rubbing the back of his head while he's driving, or his hand is always on my thigh while we're driving, or like
Yeah.
I'll give him face massages and stuff like that. Like we're always constantly like even right now, like we're like his legs like on top of mine, so we're always constantly like touching. But if I were to give any like to keep it the way it is, other than obviously sex, that's obviously like
Okay.
that's a no duh, no dirt. But when you guys have those arguments, I feel like something that I feel like we've both been working on a lot is just trying to really understand and listen to one another. And while you're dating, you do that so well because you're going through that trial period. But once it's set in stone and there's no way either of us are leaving one another,
Yeah.
the parts that aren't as kind or as loving come out for sure. And it's just a lot of grace. That first year, like I can't even tell you, like the first 3 months compared to the way it is now is a drastic, like it's the difference is literally night and day. Like you wouldn't be even able to like it's that big. But stuff like when you get angry I feel like a lot of people were like, oh, I need space.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I don't know why anyone says you need space. Like, I feel like that, like, more time just gets more, like, you get more angry about it, you get more flustered about it. And I think it just comes to, it's you're picking peace over like war, and you want to, instead of wanting to be right so bad or convince the other person that like your way is perfect, it's just realizing that I'd rather not fight with the person I love most. Like, why am I fighting with this person? And we often will stop in the middle of it and be like, why are we arguing? And we'll literally just cut it off and just be like, I don't want to fight with you anymore. So
yeah, that's something that, oh, go ahead.
With like enough space, like during the day, I always say like, okay, there is time where I think you should guys have space and then come together and talk about it, but like never go to bed angry. Is that like a rule for you guys? Do you have that rule?
We can't even sleep angry at each other. We're both the type. I mean, he gets a little more tired because he works so hard, and
long hours.
So this is just like you, Omi, like the 60 hours a week, like really tough, like not being able to stay up super late. So I'll be like really angry or really sad about something, and I'll tell that he's ready to fall asleep. And that's been a conflict sometimes, but I always come back to like, how could I be mad at someone who literally works his butt off to provide for the both of us the way he does? So it just has to be a lot of like wiggle room, but we normally talk it out before. I don't think we've ever gone to sleep with it being on bad terms once.
Yeah.
So
that's good. Yeah, I had like a situation where I would be like, because this job, I'm just so tired that communicating is like the hardest thing for me, especially if I'm exhausted. Things in my brain don't come out of my mouth the right way, and things get said.
Yeah.
Literally, man will be like, oh, what lotion are you using? In the middle of an argument, or like in the middle of a conversation, like when it's finally dying down and starting to get better. And I'm like, okay, finally, like stuff's getting better. And then all of a sudden he'll say the most random thing, and I'm literally like,
but it's not my
he's
fault.
not listening. No, he didn't even hear anything I said.
Trust me, I know how you feel, dude. Like, it just comes out. Like, I was thinking about this earlier. Let me get it out of my brain.
Yeah. That's literally how it is.
No, I understand. Yeah, I get that. Like, the whole communicating part, like, not going to bed angry and just, I mean, I'm just myself. I'm trying to work on that with regular people. Not even
good communication. Yeah. And also, like, just prioritizing each other. Abby was talking about, like, you know, you have to remind each other, or you have to remind yourself when you're fighting, like, you know, this is the person I love. We're fighting over something like that in the grand scheme of things probably isn't like that big of a deal. And, you know, realizing like we're on the same side. Like, never once when you guys are arguing, argue on two different sides. You have to always like maintain that perception in your head. Like, you know, we're on the same side. It's not me versus you. It's me and you. And then like not only. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, just when you have that mindset and you're prioritizing your relationship above everything else,
everything other than God is first, and then we make sure that we prioritize each other always first.
And that even goes with, you know, the time that you spend with one another. I mean, taking at least, you know, one night out of, even if you've got a busy work week or everything's going on, like, you can take one night to have a date night.
Yeah, we date each other constantly. Like, we make everything into a date. It doesn't even need to be a planned out, okay, we're going to this dinner. We'll literally be like, oh, we have to do this today. Like, let's make it a date. And
I think our, like, one of our best dates, we literally went to Ralph's, got some Ben and Jerry's, and took it home. Like,
yeah, we took it home and we played like Lego Batman, and we watched like cartoons, and we had like ice cream and just stuff like that. So it doesn't even need to be anything like really big, but like the simple stuff is like, I feel like the best. But yeah, little things like that constantly. That's what I was gonna say next, is like dating each other. Like, make everything into like a date, even if it's.
Oh, hold on.
All right, we're back on. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Zoom out of time. Continue.
Zoom out of time.
No, I was just saying to date one another. That's it. Like, and the most boring thing is just make it into a date, because if you have that mindset, it makes everything so much better, and it makes that time you spend together so much more, like, you know, it's really nice.
That's good advice for you.
No,
that's what you wanted to know. To make everything out of the day with Haley.
Oh my gosh. No, but that's cool though. I mean, I know that the whole like I don't know, I don't understand the whole either like oh, I need to take space. Like when people say that, it just doesn't even make
Mm-mm.
sense to me because like my
No.
philosophy, especially like with Haley, like we've never taken space. It's always been this is the forever. We know that we're gonna be with each other forever.
Takes a hit on.
To take space is like stupid.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even make
Mhm.
sense. It's like it's right now or it's never. Like we're gonna figure this out and we're gonna fix it now. Like and it's like I even told her like if we get upset, like, you know, rub me a little bit, make me calm down, like,
That's what I
be
said.
touchy, like
I tell all the time, like, if you touch me, like, if you're like loving on me, like, if you just come hug me,
there's
like,
no
all
way
that
I'm gonna
anger,
get
all of
mad.
a sudden, it just melts
It
away.
melts
It's gone.
away. I had to tell Haley that because like, yeah, no, and it's like if we're sitting on two different couches arguing, yeah, no, the tension is gonna be high. But if we're, holding hands or whatever, like it's
person.
yeah, no, exactly.
Feelings wise, or
Uh, like, if you ever need to tell someone anything, I noticed that the best thing for me personally, like if he needs to tell me something like, oh, like I need to tell you something, and it's something about me, something I can work on, yeah, like something a little more personal. I told him, tell me while hugging me, because if you hug me while you say it, it's like he's telling me because he loves me. He's telling me so I can work on it for him. Like that helps so much than just being like, I hate it when you do this, or I'm so sick of you doing this. It's like that gets you nowhere other than just getting defensive. So it's like it's okay. Shh. We have this thing where we'll literally be like, shh, shh, like so like the super aggressive, and it breaks the tension because we'll start laughing and stuff.
That's the best way to break it is either laugh or hug it out or just say, hey, it's okay, I still love you, man. And yeah, no, that's great that you guys have that. You guys look so happy together. I was just looking at them like, yeah, it's so good there, man.
Oh.
Couple. So how does that?
I think you guys are so cute together. You guys are
thank you.
adorable.
Yo.
That
You
was
they let go at the same time.
So how does a church
You
work?
guys both got the eyebrow slit too on the opposite side too. You guys are so cute, man.
I thought about doing that.
Yeah, no, I thought about doing it too.
What?
There you go.
Logan,
Wait,
No
no,
problem.
Logan, no.
what the heck
Logan,
was
you gotta
that?
do the eyebrow slit on the left side though.
The eyebrow slit?
Yeah.
I don't know,
left
dude.
side.
I think he'd look good. I think he'd look good.
Do you have studs?
No.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, it's not that way.
No. Wait, is your earlobe attached or not attached?
What?
It's attached, but
is it?
I think no, it's not attached.
Yeah,
It has like a little.
I don't think studs look good with the earlobes not attached. I don't know why. His
Huh.
is attached.
My attached?
Yeah.
Most of the people that wear studs out here
Or gay.
are either
They're gay.
like black or gay. So I can't do it.
Can't do it.
I'm already not in one category, and I don't want to be in the other. So
No. You don't got any tattoos either, right?
We
I
do.
have one,
We
but I
both
want to
have
get
one.
more.
What?
We both have
You got
one.
one?
You have a tattoo?
We both do.
Oh
Yeah.
wait,
We
I
got-
knew that.
We got matching ones. Is it
Oh.
on this side?
Yeah.
I have one. I don't know if you can see it. Hold up. On like the back of my.
I see it. That's cute.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
Who
and
does
he
that,
has a
Logan?
matching one
I have a matching
on
one.
his
It's like
chest. He's not gonna show because we're both so white and
Wow.
porcelain. You think in California you get a nice tan.
not
We
when you're
just
working 60 hours a week.
yeah, when you're stuck working all the time, there's no time to go outside and enjoy the sun to tan. We've been in the sun a little more lately, but he's like porcelain white, like Snow White right here. So
I like this, right?
Like I said, I got a little bit like on my arms, like a little tan from going to the theme park out here. So these next 2 weeks that I have off, I'm gonna try to like get some sun and tan up.
Yeah.
But
Go get some park runs.
yeah,
And you'll start tanning up.
yeah.
yeah.
But I have a tattoo that I really want to get. I know Isaac likes sharks.
Yep.
I love sharks.
They both like love
Um,
sharks. It's crazy.
So yeah, bro, look.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
5.
You said what?
I said 5.
said what?
Oh, fine. I thought you like asked why. I was
No,
like, why do I
wait.
like
What's the
sharks?
tattoo you want to get? Sorry.
Yeah. So, my favorite shark is like a thresher shark. There's these sharks with these really like long tails. And I think they're like so cool. Um, but I have like these scars on my arm.
Do
I
you
don't know
see
if you
how
can.
white? Do you see the difference?
Yeah. I have these
Yeah,
scars
bro.
on my arm. I have like 4 of them, and I wanted to get a tattoo of the thresher shark with like the gills as the scars,
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
That
sick.
would work.
and
Oh,
then like I wanted to have like the tail kind of like wrap around and kind of like go up to my shoulder.
He wants to have this whole little take up his whole arm space.
Well,
Types, yeah.
I don't like those scars. Like I struggled with a lot of like depression and self-harm. Like probably like a year and a half ago. So I did those to myself. But if I was to find if I could use that and have it be something that like,
Symbolizes something better than that. Yeah.
yeah, you
Something
know,
he loves. So take something that he's not
That
proud of,
hurt
something he doesn't
him
like,
into
and make
something
it
that he
something
loves.
him.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
So yeah,
That'd be a
we're
good,
really he's really excited about that. We both want to get like a lot of more tattoos. Just nothing like super. I like the more small ones that are like kind of
Like the
they're
patchwork.
like a treasure hunt. You like get to find them every so often. You'll see them. Yeah, type deal. So,
No, that's cool.
but
Yeah.
what about you guys? Do you guys want to get tattoos? What kind of tattoos are you getting? Always like no.
You see, the problem. Okay, listen. The thing with me is that I will disappoint my father so much. Like, I will
I
disappoint my
thought the
father so much.
same thing.
It-
I thought the same thing because my dad's completely against it. But I told him I wanted to get one on my foot that says "Walk by faith and not by sight," and he's like, "I actually like that." Like it was really funny because he's like completely against it too. So
Yeah,
is
I
it-
have like a letter from my sister, like a little like sentence, that I have on the back of my phone case. It's from like an old birthday card, and I want to get that like right on my arm. And like I told my dad that, and he like couldn't say no. So I was like, I can ease
that's
into it
good.
like that. But no, I just know that as soon as I get one, I want to get a lot, and I know that Haley would want to get a lot. So it's like, man,
Okay, but for your dad, is
Wow.
it the religion thing, or is it just because
it's just traditional.
traditional?
Yeah, like it's not
For your
even about
dad,
religion.
Was it a religion thing, or was it?
It's for both. He thinks that because he grew up Romanian, it's a traditional thing. Like they don't agree with it
Yeah,
type deal, but
right.
it's also a religion thing too. But I think there are plenty of things that have changed from the Old Testament to the New Testament, and I don't think that because this tattoo, the one that I got, is a cross, and it was specifically for my faith because
Yeah.
it's the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
So I wanted the first tattoo I ever got to be dedicated. I would never get a tattoo that didn't mean anything to me. That was just kind of there to be there. Like everything I want is something that has a big significant meaning to me. So
I'm still on stand about it. Like I still don't know what to think about it because I know it's part of the Bible and like it reads into the Old Testament not to like imprint anything on your body that's gonna stay there or whatever, like scars or. But if it happens, not to embrace it, but it's there, So I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. I'm like, oh, do I?
It's just like
I should send you a
so
post.
wishy-washy because like in the Old Testament it also tells you not to eat shellfish.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, I mean,
you know what I
there's a
mean?
lot of
It's
things
like,
that
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's changed.
yeah.
It's an interpretation thing. Some
Yeah.
people are gonna feel convicted about it, and other people won't. Honestly, it's up to each individual and like their own like relationship with God.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. I was watching some stuff and there was like, oh, should you get tattoos? Should you not get tattoos? And there's other rules in the Old Testament, like should you still do that? Should you not do that? And I would listen and then talk to people, and then to me it just seems like it's just people's interruption, like whether they have good faith with the Lord and they feel like it's fine, or whether they don't know and they want to figure it out. So I don't know. I mean, it's literally
different for everyone.
Yeah, it's a personal thing. You gotta figure it out. So for me, I just don't want I don't want any markings on my body.
If you were to get one though, what would it be?
I don't
Like,
know.
if you,
I
have
haven't
you
even-
thought about it?
No, I don't even think about it. That's the crazy part. Like I don't even think about anything that I would want on my body.
Just get like Isak's like face.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like on your
No,
chest
just-
or on
just-
your
just
back
write
or
it out.
something.
Just like get one of those belly tats and just like eat ass sock. Yo, imagine, bro.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I said that.
I'm
Don't do
scared it would be
that.
something dumb though. I'm scared it would be like something that's like, why would you even get that?
Yeah, that's why like I'd want to get like something for my sister. It's like can't go wrong with
it
that.
works. Yeah.
You know,
For me, I've wanted that shark tattoo
For
for, I mean, it's been since I was in high school. It's in my head, it's like if you want something for longer than a year, then like you can like feel confident that you're gonna like it in the future too.
yeah. Even my dad said that. He's like, if you like plan out a tattoo that you really want, and in like 3 years you really want it still, he's like,
Mhm.
do it. Like you're not gonna
Yeah.
regret it.
Yeah.
And even if I don't agree with it, you're still your own person. I'm not gonna like disown you. He's like, it's just not what I believe.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
even he said like, if you still like it after a while, yeah, go for it. But
Yeah.
no, for sure. I think tattoos are cool. One of my youth pastors is literally tatted up, has sleeves on both arms, like, and he's like my favorite pastor. You know what I mean? Like he's always
They do look cool. I'm not saying that they don't look cool. I'm not
That's cool.
against it. I'm just, for me personally, like I would.
it just depends on how you grow up and the
That's
teachings that you
true.
grow up
Yeah.
with. Yeah. So you
Well,
guys,
depending on where you get them. Oh, sorry, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying where you get them, it can hurt too. So
Like depending on which area in your body, like if you get it on this part of your wrist,
Well,
oh my
you
gosh,
got it.
like I've been told it's
You got it back.
so I thought I have a really high pain tolerance, but I didn't like it because this man was like, okay, lay on the table, held my head down like hard, like on this table. And he's like, okay, he's like, just this is gonna hurt a little bit, and then just like went over. It didn't really hurt all that much. I just felt really uncomfortable with a man holding my head down like this. Like I don't know. It wasn't
yeah, it
not
was
it.
uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable, yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
No, that's cool. So you guys live in an apartment right now, right?
Mhm.
So, and you guys said that you guys were planning on moving out sometime soon, right?
Mhm.
So are you moving
So
into another apartment, or what's the deal with that?
That's most likely what's going to happen. So, I just recently got hired at another job. I'm an aerospace welder.
Yep.
So I just quit at my last place. So I have these 2 weeks off before I start my next job. And it's in Anaheim, which is only, 15, 20 minutes from where we are right now. We're thinking of moving closer to the job while also being closer to our family and our
home
church.
Yeah, the church that we love.
So it's pretty much wherever God opens the door. Most likely, because we want somewhere that's really affordable, it's going to be an apartment.
Okay.
Not only that, we just don't want a house because we don't plan on living in California for the rest of our lives. It's just it's not for us. It's just one of those things where it's like especially if we were to have a kid, like we don't want to have them grow up here.
Yeah.
Personally, so we also I think we both agreed that we want to live on property.
Yeah, somewhere with a lot of land, like some woods.
So the thing is we both really enjoy like. Sorry.
Yo, we got some really pretty land over here. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I believe you. But we want to do stuff because
to your family and his family, or would it be like
away from everyone?
Away from everyone.
No, it would be away from everyone. I think that good separation to kind of start your own family, kind of start anew. And I know that I think even for both of our sides, I think that if the grandparents were to kind of like, I know that could be a messy thing. So, I think for those first couple of years, I want to figure it out, just me and him. Like, we're together in this. I don't want anyone else's opinion because right now our families are very constantly either judging us or telling us the way things that they should be. Yeah. And it's like, obviously the advice, like if I come and ask you for it, because I tend to notice, you can ask Isaac, I'll come and I'll ask him, I'll be like, tell me what I'm doing wrong or tell me what I need to work on. I'm always looking for that self-improvement. So it's frustrating when I feel like I have my mind made up, like we as a couple decided together and someone's telling us we shouldn't do it. That bothers me. So us moving, I think we'll be able to kind of like do that. Plus we both really like shooting and stuff and hunting, and we want like our own land for stuff like that. I also really like gardening and stuff, so I want to grow my own stuff. So I think Like,
Well, that actually, what are your guys' hobbies?
yeah, like
do
what do you
for fun?
guys? Yeah, what do you guys do for fun?
I play basketball. Me, it's sports. Like I'm playing softball right now. I'm in the league. I'm supposed to play today, but it might get canceled because of the rain. I actually don't know if it's gonna get canceled. But yeah, mine's is like sports and usually just being with family. I mean, we do this now, which is fun. And then,
Yeah.
fishing. We do a lot of fishing.
Yeah, it's like fishing. I go to the gym a lot.
Biking. Well, we haven't biked in a while. That used to be our thing. We used to
Yeah.
bike all the time.
That's how we got from point A to point B. When my parents divorced,
Dog gets
I
into
had
car
to bike
accidents.
ride from my mom to my dad. What'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? I didn't hear.
You know what I'm saying?
What'd you say? Logan, say it again.
I said Esau gets into car accidents.
I actually had to go back to riding my bike after my second cat. Yo, that was so humbling. Oh my goodness. Yo, after buying your first car, replacing the transmission, waiting 2 months to get your car back, and then crashing it 3 days later, and then having to ride back on a bike, an emotional roller coaster. Holy cow. I was like 12 grand down the drain. Now I'm back on a bicycle. Crazy. Anyway, but no, yeah, fishing, biking, riding my said that. This is so fun. We missed last week.
You guys are pretty consistent though. You guys have like kept up with it. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's just right now it's hard because I'm doing full time in school and then full time at work.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
difficult. But no, it's fun.
It is fun.
And hanging out with my girlfriend is probably the main hobby, honestly. Yeah. No,
That's a full-time job in
That's a-
itself.
yeah,
that
I
is
was
a
about to say, that's
full-time job,
full-time.
basically. Yeah. Yeah.
So with kids, because you guys talk about
Yeah, are y'all gonna have a family?
we got planned to get a kid.
And we want like one kid.
We've decided that if we were to have kids, so when I was younger, I wanted like a huge family. Like I wanted like 9 kids. I wanted to have this big thing. I wanted to have so many kids. I wanted to be like, because my family is really big. Like all of my cousins, I'm super close to my entire like all my first cousins. We see them constantly, like at least once a month on both sides, my mom's and my dad's. So, and I'm the oldest out of all of them. And I just love that, like, kind of like that bondness that everyone's really close. And I really wanted that. And then I did children's ministry for 6 years. And, it kind of fell out of love with the idea of having my own, because the best part about serving and like, I could just always give them back whenever they're bothering me or when they're crying or something. But I'm more of a tough love kind of person. Like with him, I'm super nurturing and caring, but like with kids, I'm like I see them fall and I laugh.
Yeah, but no, with your kids it'll be different, I think. Like you'll just have the same nurturing, caring, because like, oh, I'm the mother. I just birthed this kid. Let me like take care of him now.
Just birthed this child. To be honest, the idea of having kids has definitely warmed up compared to what it was before. I didn't even want to get married. I didn't want kids. I didn't want any of it. I was like, I want to do like work strictly for the Lord, like ministry work type deal. And I still really want to do that. And I feel like kids don't necessarily get in the way, because that is a huge ministry. Raising a child is. But stuff like I want to do stuff that like impacts a bunch of people. Like the thing is, like I have really high goals that I still plan on doing and achieving. But I think we did agree on one, because he wants to be a dad. It's really interesting because when we first met, and even while we were dating this whole entire time, he's like, yeah, no kids, completely on board with me. And then literally the first month of being married, he sits me down and he's like, I want to have a kid. And I'm like, I don't know what it was. She's like, I changed my mind. And I'm literally like, how could you, like, we literally agreed on something. This is a huge life thing to change, I
think that her mind has kind of changed as well. It's gotten a lot better.
I'm more open to it now, but the idea of having a whole child come out of you is not for me personally. I don't like the idea of it at all.
I want a little Logan running around.
Yeah, we want a boy. We said that if we wanted one, we would want a boy. Not that we get to choose, but like if we did get to choose, we would want a boy, because we enjoy a lot more. We like, even our hobbies and stuff. We enjoy hiking and shooting
and Legos.
Oh my gosh, we should show you. We have a whole Lego collection that we like. We use our big boy and big girl money on Legos. and yeah, we should like hold on.
Well,
Let
no,
me.
no, no,
I
no.
wanna
I
Keep it
wanna
see
here.
show.
you.
I'll grab the.
He's gonna bring him here, but we just enjoy like the more. At least personally for me, I grew up with a lot of guys type deal, and I was more athletic than even my brother. So I enjoyed. I've done almost every sport probably other than baseball. I did
Yeah.
basketball. I did volleyball. I did swim. I did a lot. So
Oh my god.
this is the tumbler. This Batman. So
That is so
bigger than my
cool.
face. Put this on here.
Damn,
But
broke it.
imagine not
How
break
long did
it.
that take you? to
Anyways.
make? Both of you.
I think a week.
It was more than
A week and a half. It was not that long.
Okay.
We're very and we got invested, but I enjoy more of the flowers. So I have
What was the longest one you took to make?
The Mustang.
How long
like
did that take?
That's so pretty. Hold on.
How long did that one take? I want to know.
so the tumbler or this.
That one that you carrying.
So it comes in only two. I just bought more boxes because they're actually not that expensive. We actually went to Legoland, which is so much fun. You guys should go. It's a lot of fun. You guys ever come to California? That's what you guys should do. It's so much fun.
Go to Cali.
I was like a little kid the entire time. I was squealing, jumping up and down and stuff like that because I've never been. And he took me.
Those are just
But
like roses.
yeah, they're roses.
Oh, that's so cute.
But this whole thing took me a day, like less than, and it was like periodically, like each rose took me about 10 minutes, and that was it. So
Shut up, Abby. Logan. Do you want to see my Lego set?
Yeah, let's see.
So much day.
Yo, we were thinking.
we were thinking of getting the same
Yeah.
one.
Look at my
That's so-
snarks in the
that's- Oh, I
back.
like the trunk.
Yo, I think mine's. Oh shoot, I broke it.
Jumped it.
I think mine's cooler
Maybe
though
I'll clip it.
because
Wait,
It's a shark.
hold on, Logan. Logan.
Yo.
Geeking out on Legos right now.
Yo, that's so funny.
Yeah,
Are we getting
Like my
into,
ginger brother from another
Since-
mother.
a ginger brother.
Since we're talking about Legos, are we gonna go into like homeschooling life and how that was?
How the heck did
Bro.
you switch from Legos to homeschool?
It just matches.
It just matches.
Wait, were you homeschooled, Omi?
I was homeschooled too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so 3 homeschoolers and 1
I was
trash.
3 years, and the rest
who's
was
the one that
public.
didn't finish high school?
He's Doc.
So I'd like to point out I was a straight A student and I have the report cards to prove it. I did really well in school. I excelled. I just wanted to get married, so I kind of dipped on school so that we could get married. And I started working at an aerospace company, being a wire harness technician, making a very good living for the both of us
Yeah.
together. We got to work at the same job, and I worked 60 hours a week, and awful. I don't suggest it at all.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that leaving high school, I feel like I matured so much more once I was able to spend more time doing things that glorified God. I was able to do a lot more stuff like church wise and involve myself that way. And we were able to like, if I didn't drop out of high school, we wouldn't have been able to kind of get all of our eggs in a basket, like be able to move out together because we became completely independent of our parents. And that in itself is really hard, cutting those ties to not rely on them for anything anymore. And so it was a bit, but it wouldn't have been able to happen, all the stuff getting moved in and stuff, if I didn't. So I don't really regret it. And to be honest, like a GED is the equivalent
Yeah.
of a high school diploma.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much anything that I would need it for. That's what I have. So it's a lot easier.
Yeah. I mean, I
In
don't
my
blame you. I
opinion,
mean,
but-
graduating for me was tough too. Like, I don't know why graduating high school is just like the toughest thing to do. I mean, for some people it's really easy, but like with homeschooling, you could like slack off, you could get away with certain things, and then at the end of the day, you're like a senior. You're like, oh wait, I gotta get all these credits in and graduate, or else nothing's gonna happen. But I think I would have been fine too if I didn't graduate, if I just got my GED or whatever. But I'm glad I graduated with my mom. I did like 1 year cyber school. Well, I was supposed to go to school, but I did 1 year with cyber school for the high school. and that was the COVID year, so it was all online anyways. And I got
Okay.
nothing out of that, and they took
Yeah,
they
no,
they
you don't learn anything like that.
no. So I went back to homeschooling, and then my mother, she graduated me, which was really nice. But
Very
wait, how
nice.
many? You were in middle school, homeschooling, Abby, or were you in like high school?
So, my first year kinder, I was homeschooled, and then my mom figured out she was like, "No, I can't do this. Like, I have too many things that I need to do." So she put both me and my brother in, and then for seventh and eighth grade, I was homeschooled. Um, and it was like all online through a different program. I didn't have like in classes or anything like that, which kind of sucked. But and then I did 2 years of online for my actual school.
Yeah.
It was like 10th grade and then half of junior year. My freshman year, I got to go in person before COVID hit, which was really nice. But surprisingly, I think high school was a really good experience for me. I had Christian Club was the biggest club. It won Club of the Year, and this has like over 3,000 students in it. And it was a very like everyone kind of respected each other, which was really nice. Obviously, you have those people who are, you know, but for the most part, I think it was really good. I feel like I was able to, I still have people who call me and contact me and tell me about how they're doing and how I impacted their lives, which is, to be honest, like all God. So God
Yeah.
was really able to use me like that. So yeah, I think it was really good for what it was.
That's great. How
So
about you, Logan? Like, how was homeschooling? Did you graduate with your mother? Like, how did that go? Like,
So I was homeschooled my whole life. I grew up in we had a group, homeschool group that I was in, and
it's this whole
we
community. It's
yeah, it
really
was a whole community. Everyone there knew each other because we all went to field trips and stuff. We had high school dances and everything.
yeah,
So I basically had everything that like a high schooler in public school would have. Except it was just a little bit more like tight
tame.
knit. It was more tight knit.
yeah, in a Christian setting.
Yeah, instead of like 3,000 kids at a dance, it was probably like closer to like 400, 500.
Okay.
So a
So
lot.
yeah, no, it's still a
Yeah,
lot.
that's a lot.
Um, but it was also like a lot more tame in terms of like the stuff that I was exposed to. Um, for the most part, I mean, like Abby was saying, there's always those kids or those families who are just a little more on the like edgy side, I guess.
It's like Christians,
Yeah, like quote unquote
quote unquote.
Christian.
Yeah.
Um, but my experience was amazing. When I graduated through the program, I expected to kind of go into college and play sports. Um, and I thought about being a cop. Um, that was like right after I graduated, before I, had met her.
Yeah.
And then I got to go to a trade school, where they taught me how to do welding. They taught me how to do like machining for, you know, machining and using a lathe to make parts and fabricate parts.
He can make a lot of things. He even has this whole shelf back here, has like all of his welding stuff, and he's very talented.
Yeah,
So
so the school kind of set me up for more of like an aerospace field. I did that for 4 months, 8 hours a day.
for school, for the trade school, and
Yeah.
they showed him everything, and now he's able to have these amazing opportunities that give quite a bit. He makes over 30 an hour
Mhm.
all by himself.
That's good.
So it's crazy. God has definitely blessed us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, when people say like, oh, like homeschoolers, they're antisocial or they
Yeah.
just like never amount to anything. The thing is, homeschoolers are such overachievers.
some, not all, but the best part is honestly like my favorite part about homeschoolers, and especially because I wasn't homeschooled, so no one can say it to me, even though I'm weird too. So when I see like him being weird, or even when Izak's weird, I'm like, oh, your homeschool is showing. Like you can tell.
It's not
because
weird. It's personality.
It's not personality. It's just weird.
It is personality. No other people have it, just us, No, it's good.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I was thinking about trade too. I mean, I would like to get into something better where I'm at right now. I mean, where I'm going towards is like CDL, truck driving, and all that. But I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be my passion. I would definitely like to see something else. I'm still young, Only 19. So I mean, I would figure it out, but that's good to hear.
Well, you do construction now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like it? Like, do you like the physical, like,
I like
hand?
yeah, I like the physical labor. That's why I was looking into trades. But what I'm doing right now, I wouldn't. I wake up not wanting to go, and I want to be able to wake
Yeah.
up wanting to go. I mean, the shift sucks anyways. Waking up at 1 a.m., getting ready for the day, and then ending at like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. It's like you don't want to do that for the rest of your life. You just get tired.
You should
get
try
bogged down.
welding.
Yeah,
You
I
should
was
try
thinking about
welding.
welding. My boss is a welder, and he was like trying to put me into it. And I was like, I'll think about it. So there's a lot of
And
opportunities.
it gets you through so many doors, and there's so many companies that need it. I mean, I'm 20 years old and making over 30 an hour just because I know how to weld. I mean, of course, everything costs more in California,
Yeah.
so I
So
don't know how
your
that would
cost of
scale,
living is a little different out here than it is probably over there.
Yeah,
but it's
way
a good
different.
opportunity.
And I was
Yeah,
thinking about
that's
electrician. I was thinking about welding. I mean, where my path right now is like CDL and stuff, which I wouldn't mind getting a CDL and driving trucks, but I would definitely like to still get into trade school. And I say these things, but I don't know what's really gonna happen. I pray that
Yeah.
I figure it out sooner or later. I want to be able to feed for a family and get a house and a car for my wife, and that's what I want to do. So I'll figure it out eventually. But hearing his story and like, hey, I did it, and I got out of it, being a homeschooler. Now he has a beautiful
I
wife.
survived.
yeah, he survived, right?
Yeah, no, it's
Isaac,
good.
you're trying to be a nurse, right?
Yeah, man. I got like a year and a half left, and then I'll
But
be an
dude, once
RN.
you're a nurse,
Hmm?
that's like, I mean, anything like in the health field, like they make a lot of money, especially
they make good money,
the
yeah.
longer you're in it.
Yeah. No, I'm excited. I was talking to my girlfriend's dad yesterday. He took me out for ice cream. And he was like, and we were talking about he just got this new job, and he was like, yeah, I've been trying to get this position. After over 20 years, I'm already making this much, and as soon as you graduate and get into nursing, you're going to be making that much, and you only did 3 years of school, and it took him 20. And
That's
it's like,
so cool.
it's crazy to think about that, but no, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
praise God.
Well, just the same thing. Like I can't believe that he only did what he did for 4 months, and he already has like as much as he makes. Like to me, that's crazy.
It's hard work though.
It is. It's very difficult. He's really good at what he does. Like he's definitely like a professional.
Oh shucks.
He's a professional. He gets paid for his work.
That's awesome.
That was great.
Yeah.
You're making me blush.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, very, very thankful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. We'll see y'all next week on episode 18. Everyone say bye.
Bye.